What's going on, guys? This is Don over at Drop In Detail over in Jacksonville, Florida, and today we're working on a F350. It's an extended cab and extended bed, so definitely a lot to work on. Getting some PPF removal, good polish, some light swirl removal, and then it's going to get a 3-year coating on top. All the wheels, all the glass, all the paint, it's all going to get protected. Let's take a look at this thing. So in front of us, we have a 2018 Ford F350. It's a platinum, power stroke, everything. It's got an extended cab, extended bed. But for a truck that's, just about 5 years old, it's kept in really great shape. The owner loves it, takes care of it. One of the bigger concerns is this front bumper here. He did have a couple concerns about this old PPF right here on the corner. You really shouldn't have that type of gap with even a pre-cut kit. Not sure what was going on, but that's not supposed to be that large as a stress relief. It's also lifting in the corners, and especially on this side. This side's pretty bad, but we're gonna remove that because this whole middle section isn't even covered. So we're gonna have to put touch-up paint. Got to talk to the owner, see if we're going to do a full PPF replacement on this front bumper. I know he wants it removed, but we still got to find out if he wants it replaced. So we're going to go ahead and set up for a prep wash, make sure everything gets super clean, decontaminated, iron removal, clay bar, pretty much the drill. But same here with this PPF, not doing too good. Yeah, we're gonna end up removing everything. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but deep in here, you see these are probably never actually get that clean, but we're gonna try. Honestly, if I had a truck lift, I'd probably lift it and take these off and then clean them that way. But we'll see what we can do from the outside. But overall, the truck's not in terrible shape. It is really big, so let's see if it will even fit in the shop right. The longer you let brake dust sit, the harder it is to get off, and eventually it pits into the actual wheel and you're never going to get it out. If I had a truck lift, I could lift it up, clean it up that way. I'd take the wheels off, do a deep acid wash, you name it. I can't lift a 3500, so they're going to have to be just a little spotty here and there on the barrels. So unfortunately, we are running out of daytime. Daylight for that matter. The wheels are clean, as clean as I could get them, that's all you can hope for when you have barrels that haven't been touched in probably since it was bought. But the wheels are clean. We're gonna go ahead and start with the contact wash. We're gonna rinse it down, foam it. The sun's not out anymore, so we don't have to worry about the soap drying, and we can kind of just work slower, if we really want to. I do have floodlights I can put out if I need them, but it's kind of ideal conditions to wash. Let's start. So the contact wash is complete. What we're gonna do now is the decontamination. So what we're gonna use is an iron remover as a lubricant, and then an actual clay sponge. I'm not a big fan of clay mitts. They can mar pretty easily, especially on a car that's well maintained. Not really necessary. An actual clay bar is a little too aggressive as well for my liking. So the clay sponge is kind of my go-to. I don't use a lot of pressure on it, and I use Gtechniq iron remover as my lubrication. It actually lubricates really well compared to some other brands. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, see how much iron we can pull out of this, we'll get that knocked out, and then we can dry it off and pull it in. So we finally got it cleaned up, pulled it in, but now that it's all ready for tomorrow, the last thing I really want to do is knock out this PPF removal, and I'll show you why. We already touched base on it, but as you can see, this pre-cut kit is just not really cutting it. Just really doesn't look that good. You've got this whole middle section that's not even covered. Obviously, I got some rock chips. They never put touch-up paint here, so that's going to end up rusting, which it did. So we're going to have to put touch-up paint there and then prep this for a redo of the PPF. The worst spot is right here. You can tell it looks like someone already started removing it. That's how much stress was on that bend. And honestly, you should have given a little more give there. I got to clean up whatever this is going on back here. There's a couple other PPF spots. So we've got this one right here. We're going to take that one off. We're definitely going to take these off. These aren't doing anything. If anything, you should be PPFing the whole thing. Second part of this truck. We already did the wash, the decon, the PPF removal. We're going to go in with a finishing pad, finishing polish, see how that treats us, and then the black piano trim does need a little more work, so we'll go take a look at that. And the glass definitely needs to be polished. It is it's got some water spots, so we're gonna have to polish those out before we lay down a glass coating of any sort. So here you can see exactly what I'm talking about with the black piano trim. It's pretty notorious for Ford, well, any car really, that has clear-coated piano black trim, for it to look like this. And then we've got these water spots. They shouldn't be too bad. Should come out with the Fine Lab window polish, but it is crucial that we get those out. Otherwise, you're gonna coat over them. It's gonna be pointless. So to the average eye, these would be considered good. These are actually terrible. You can see all of the compound marks from the wheel pad. There's a couple deeper scratches over here. And you can just see there's a general kind of haze around it, and that's just not good. So we have to finish it down with a foam pad. As you can see, these are a lot better. There's still a little room for improvement. I might go back over them, but comparatively, that's pretty good. So I think we'll go to the other side, knock that one out real quick, and then on to the white paint. So we finally wrapped up the glass polish. All of that was done with the 3-inch polisher, but now it's time for the paint. So what I actually use probably 80% of the time is the Fine Lab DA. It's probably the most powerful DA polisher I've ever used, and I've gone through quite a few. It's got a 5-inch backing plate. We're gonna be using a 5-inch backing pad, obviously, with a finishing pad and a finishing polish. I prefer the yellow Rupes pad and just the F1000 final polish from Fine Lab. So this is actually Fine Lab's second version of this polisher. As you can tell, it gets a lot of use. I actually use a rotary for cutting. I only use a DA for maybe finishing on a truck that is in pretty good shape. So this is going to help me finish this truck pretty quick. So this is what I use 80 to 90% of the time. You can tell. I got to detail that. So this is Fine Labs F1000 final polish. The biggest reason why I usually go back to this is a lot of the other finishing polishes or compounds have a lot of oils. This is oil-free, body shop safe, very light correction, very high gloss, and obviously no fillers. Wrapped up with what we have to do today. We're actually pretty much ready for tomorrow, which is going to be the ceramic coating and the PPF on the front bumper. It's a pretty long piece. It's going to be interesting to get it on there. We're probably going to put PPF on the piano black as well, just to protect it over time. Today we went ahead and did an enhancement polish across the entire truck. Polished the exhaust tips, polished the glass for water spots. Was able to reduce those quite heavily. And then reconditioned the fender liners and did interior detail. So all that took all of today. It's such a big truck. But tomorrow, pretty much all that's left is panel prep. We're gonna alcohol wipe it and then lay the coating down, get the PPF on, and then it'll be ready for photos and videos and then pick up on Saturday. So now we are on the protection day. We're gonna do the ceramic coating on the glass, the wheel faces, and then we're also gonna do the PPF on the front bumper. And we're gonna just go through the glass coating real quick. You should always be polishing before putting glass ceramic coating down. Clean up the glass, give it a nice smooth surface to adhere to, and keep it, crystal clear. So let's go do the glass coating. So this is Fine Labs glass coating, or window coating for that matter. It's got a pretty typical duration as other brands comparably. It's probably going to last up to a year on the front windshield just from the wiper abrasion, and then probably about 2 years on the rest of the glass, just because they don't really get any friction or rubber rubbing on them. So the glass is going to stick around a lot longer on those, but it is going to make them super easy to clean, super hydrophobic, and you're not going to get sticky water, as I like to call it. So what makes this glass coating super cool is that you can actually leave it on for up to 12 hours before wiping it off. That's a little excessive. I would never leave it for 12 hours before wiping it because you're just going to have a really fun time getting it off. But the minimum recommended time is 35 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. Wait for it to really dwell and really get into that glass. And then we'll come back, wipe it off, and it'll be crystal clear, super slick, ready to go. Actually going to go ahead and just put PPF on the B pillars as well, because you'll never be able to get these perfect and maintained over the years. They will always get scratched up, one wipe and it's all over. Ceramic helps, but it's not scratch proof. At least this, you could take a key to it and it'll survive. And it'll look perfectly flawless for years. wrapped up on this truck. If you actually enjoyed the process of the start to finish on protecting this beautiful truck, let us know in the comments what vehicle we should do next. Like, comment, and subscribe. We hope to see you in the next video. See you later.